The ghost ship, Ourang Medan, a mystery that left its mark on maritime history. The ship Ourang Medan became famous in maritime history due to its strange and eerie fate. Its mysterious demise and the events leading up to this tragedy leave behind more questions than answers. Distress signals, strange deaths among the crew members, an explosion, and the sudden disappearance of the ship became the basis for numerous theories that still remain unexplained. This was not just a case of a shipwreck, but a mystery that captured the imagination of people, inspiring countless investigations and becoming the subject of legends and myths. The discovery of the ship and its final moments. It all began in June 1947. Here's how the incident is described by witnesses of the time. On the night of June 10, 11, one of the ships cruising in the waters of Southeast Asia received a radio signal that caused real terror among the sailors. The message was brief, but its content remained so mysterious and horrifying that it could not be ignored. The radio signal read, "All dead, ship out of control, lieutenant dying." This was not just a report of a disaster. It was an unclear and eerie message that frightened even the most experienced sailors. The signal was so inexplicable and terrifying that it raised great concern among other ships nearby. Although the signal was received, communication with the ship was suddenly lost, and by the next morning, it was revealed that Ourang Medan had vanished from the radar. This alarmed the authorities, and rescue vessels were sent to the scene to conduct a search and determine what had happened to the ship and its crew. The search and discovery of the ship. The ship Ourang Medan was found a few hours after the distress signal had been received. It was discovered near the Malaysian archipelago in the middle of the ocean, floating on the surface as if it was stationary, showing no signs of significant damage. The ship appeared normal. It was neither destroyed nor sinking. It seemed that the ship was simply standing still in the water, but what the rescuers found after boarding the ship was a real shock. When the rescue team searched the ship, they discovered horrifying scenes that would stay with them for a long time. All the crew members and passengers aboard the ship were dead. However, the deaths were not ordinary. It seemed like death had come in a way that was more than just a physical end. The faces of the dead were contorted in grimaces of horror, their eyes wide open and their lips stretched into ghastly smiles. All the bodies were found in such positions that it seemed as though they had frozen in the moment of ultimate fear. Strangely, there were no signs of violence or external injuries that could indicate violent deaths. They died under completely mysterious circumstances, and there were no signs of a struggle or any fight for survival. Even more astonishingly, there were no indications on board that the ship had been attacked or subjected to any external negative influences. The explosion and the ship's demise. After the rescuers began their work on board, another shocking twist of events occurred. A few hours after the ship was found, the Ourang Medan suddenly exploded. Initially, the explosion was minor, but it soon grew powerful, and the ship was destroyed within minutes. The explosion was so strong that the ship quickly sank to the bottom of the ocean, leaving no traces that could explain the cause of the disaster. The cause of the explosion remained unclear. Many speculated that the explosion could have been caused by technical malfunctions aboard the ship, such as the detonation of cargo or a reaction involving dangerous chemicals being transported. However, no objective facts confirmed these assumptions, and the search for answers remained fruitless. The passengers and crew, who were they? Information about the passengers and crew of the ship is extremely incomplete and contradictory. The Ourang Medan was a cargo ship that transported various goods between ports in Southeast Asia, so it is likely that only crew members and a few traders or passengers who assisted in the transport of goods were aboard. However, even the number of crew members differs in various reports. Some sources say the crew consisted of 20, 22, or even 30 people. These discrepancies only added more mysteries to this tragedy. It is unknown How many people were aboard at the time of the ship's demise, but all of them died under unexplained circumstances. Theories of the tragedy. The nature of this tragedy remains a mystery, and numerous theories attempt to explain what caused the disaster of the Ourang Medan technical disaster. One of the most plausible theories suggests that dangerous chemicals may have been aboard the ship, which reacted and caused an explosion. Such a reaction could have led to serious consequences, including the death of the crew and passengers from toxic gas poisoning. However, there is no evidence to confirm exactly what happened aboard the ship. Gas poisoning. Some speculate that the crew members and passengers could have died from gas poisoning. These toxic gases could have been released due to chemical reactions that occurred while transporting hazardous substances. This would explain the strange symptoms of death, as well as why the bodies showed no signs of violence. Supernatural phenomena. There is also a theory that the demise of the ship and its crew was the result of supernatural forces. Some claim that the Ourang Medan was cursed and its crew became victims of otherworldly forces. This theory, which was mainly popularized in the form of legends and myths surrounding the incident, suggests a more mystical explanation for the tragedy. Secret military experiments. Another theory suggests that the Ourang Medan might have been carrying a secret cargo containing biological or chemical substances. These experiments could have been linked to military developments after World War II, when many secret scientific projects were carried out in closed laboratories and aboard ships like the Ourang Medan. Impact on maritime shipping and popular culture. This mystery had a significant impact on maritime shipping, prompting maritime organizations to review safety regulations aboard ships, particularly regarding the transportation of hazardous cargo. The tragedy of the Ourang Medan also found its reflection in popular culture. Books, movies, ghost stories, and the horrifying events that occurred aboard the ship became the inspiration for countless creative projects exploring mystical and frightening phenomena in the maritime environment. Despite numerous investigations and theories, the story of the Ourang Medan continues to be one of the greatest mysteries in maritime history. The tragedy of this ship has never been fully unraveled, and its demise remains unexplained. However, the case of the Ourang Medan still attracts the attention of researchers, inspiring new investigations and maintaining legends about the ghost ship that sails the seas, leaving behind only mysteries and fear. Its story has become a symbol of how the sea can keep its terrifying secrets, even when it seems that everything is already known. Despite numerous attempts to understand the causes of the tragedy, many aspects of this case remain unclear. The strange and unusual signs of death left on the crew's bodies, the unknown technical circumstances aboard, and the final explosion that sank the ship have all come together in a mystical tale that lives on in legends and retains its status as one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. Even though no official investigation has provided a concrete answer regarding the cause of the tragedy, the story of the Ourang Medan continues to spark curiosity and amazing speculations to this day. This ship has become not only a part of maritime history, but also a symbol of how nature, science, and mysticism can merge into one mysterious knot, where even the most practical investigations failed to provide definitive answers. In a world where the solution to every maritime mystery may lie somewhere between fantasy and reality, the story of the Ourang Medan remains a challenge to scientific inquiry and at the same time a part of the great tradition of legends that will continue to fuel the human imagination.